During this video, we will talk about an environmental problem related to sustainability or biodiversity that happens in our country. Before we explain what environmental problem we will talk about, we need to know what environmental problem means. So, an environmental problem or issues are defined as problems with the planet's systems, like water, soil, etc., that have developed as a result of human interference or mistreatment of the planet. Some examples of environmental problems or issues are global warming, deforestation, air and water pollution, overpopulation, nuclear issues, acid deposition, environmental disasters, volcanic eruption, greenhouse effects, and more. Another thing we need to know is what biodiversity means. Biodiversity is the variability among living organisms from all sources, including terrestrial, marine, and other aquatic ecosystems, and the ecological complexes of which they are part. This includes diversity within species, between species, and of ecosystems.
On this video, we will focus on contamination problem. Contamination is the action or state of making or being made impure by polluting or poisoning. Contamination is subdivided into three main types. The first one is the biological, which includes the bacteria, the mold, the fungus, the parasites, viruses, and other toxins. The chemical, that includes vapor, gases, moisture, and molecules. And the physical, which contains the fiber material, particles, chips from build pressed to leak. The causes of contamination are not just limited to fossil fuels and carbon emissions. There are many other types of contamination, including chemical pollution into bodies of water and soil through improper disposal practices and agricultural activities. The effects of contamination can be seen every day all around you. Contamination is destroying the environment, the ecosystems, the drinking water, and the human health. Pollution needs to be dramatically reduced because it is destroying the environment we live in, our food and water, causing diseases and cancers in human and wildlife, and destroying the air we breathe and the atmosphere that protects us from the harmful ultraviolet radiations. It is the responsibility for every living person to protect the environment, and with the population ever increasing, population problems are only going to get worse unless we do something about it.
In conclusion, our hypothesis was correct, because if we stop burning fossil fuels and all the contamination factors that were mentioned, such as reducing wastes, reducing deforestation in our forests and common areas, and starting using reusable materials for our daily life, the contamination will be lower and will affect less the air in our cities, in the rivers, and in all the things or places that make up our environment. With this project, we can conclude that reusing and recycling is a must for our environment on these days, because of the problem with the pollution and the contamination in our airs, rivers, and forests. Now, we are conscious that if we don't stop polluting, deforesting, throwing wastes into the river, burning fossil fuels in factories, and all the things that produce bad things to the environment, we will lose what we have. If we don't start making a change now, we will slowly start losing all the things that make up our environment and our habitats, like vegetation, clean air, etc. So if we don't start reducing our wastes now, then it will be too late. Thanks to this investigation, now we know that what will happen if we don't start making a change.